Okay, students, we are going to continue with our problem-based learning on the acid-base disorders, bedside workup with some examples now. So each one of you, when I name someone, so please open the mic and start helping us. Don't be shy. Huh? That's the only way you can learn. So 8 sequential rules, all of you are aware about these rules. So this Davenport I will come at the end. It's a very, very useful nomogram. Davenport nomogram is there in your Harrison also, but you will not be able to digest it now. Once everything is over, I will explain how to use that nomogram. Okay, the most important thing is rule number 1, what is the pH like, acidemia, alkalemia. Second thing is what is the direction of the primary variable bicarbonate in case of metabolic, and BaCO2 or PCO2 in the case of respiratory opposite, metabolic same side. Then the data consistency, then the anion gap and the corrected anion gap if the protein is given, and that too if the metabolic acidosis is suspected. And the fifth one is using the Wintrop's rules. You have to see whether the compensation is appropriate. And then rule number 6, what is the delta anion gap and delta bicarbonate, and compare to each one of them how they are moving. And of course the osmolar gap and the delta osmolar gap and the urine anion gap to separate NAGMA and AGMA into various categories. And finally the consistency of the report with the clinical picture. These are the internationally accepted 8 different rules that you need to follow. So you rule number 1, 2, 3 you already know. So how to verify the data? This also I told you. Hydrogen concentration is equal to 24 multiplied by PaCO2 divided by bicarbonate. In this equation, PaCO2 is on the top. In the Anderson-Dasselbach equation, because it is a log, bicarbonate is on the top and PaCO2 multiplied by the dissociation constant 0.03 is the new denominator. And the constant there is 6.1. Here the constant is 24 multiplied by PaCO2 divided by bicarbonate. So this chart also I have shown you that in metabolic acidosis the primary variable bicarbonate and pH will be down. PaCO2 the secondary variable also will go down. Metabolic alkalosis primary variable bicarbonate will be up when the pH also is alkaline or up, and then the secondary variable also is up. Then in respiratory acidosis the primary variable of course is the PaCO2. When the pH is down in respiratory acidosis the PaCO2 will be up, and respiratory acidosis chronic the same thing, but the compensation is much more in the chronic because the time is there compared to the acute. Respiratory alkalosis, because alkalosis pH is up, chronic and acute respiratory alkalosis. But opposite side, the primary variable will move, that is PaCO2 is down in both the cases, but the compensation is more marked in the chronic respiratory alkalosis. This is the in nutshell, and that is the summary slide which tells you about everything. If you remember this, you have remembered all the discussion which we had. Okay. This is done. This is also done. Rule number 4, whether the appropriateness of compensation we will see. For that we have to use the Winter's formula. Winter's formula, remember, bicarbonate, delta of the base and delta of the acid, not the absolute value given there. The patient's value, let us say, is 28 bicarbonate. The delta will be 24 minus 28, which is plus 4. So delta bicarbonate is the difference between the actual bicarbonate that is observed and by what is expected as the normal value. Like that, the delta PCO2 is 40 and the difference you have to see. And these are the variables. We will come back to that. This I have circulated to you also. You can keep them in before you working out these things. So let us go for the anion gap, you know, and delta bicarbonate also you know. And then osmolar gap also you know. So let us now look at the questions. So this is how we write the acid-base sort of data. The first line is the arterial blood parameters, and the second line, this is the first line, and this is the second line. And the first line and second line, first line represents the arterial data, second line is the venous plasma data. The first variable is the pH. First number that you write is the pH. Second number is the PCO2. This is the PO2. This is the bicarbonate. and this is the sodium and this is the potassium, this is the chloride and this is the bicarbonate, this is the bun and this is the creatinine, this is the glucose. This is the standard way of writing. Learn to copy the data from your strip of paper as a printout into this form. That becomes very easy and handy to analyze instead of going through that maze of values like lactate, this, that, in that particular paper. Okay, this is normal values. So osmolar gap also is calculated osmolality is 2 times sodium, 90 by 18, 14 by 2.8, Y18 to convert the milligrams into milliequivalents. Like that here also to convert into milliequivalents. And this is the normal osmolarity. So osmolar gap is equal to measured osmolarity minus calculated osmolarity. Let's say if the measured osmolarity is 295 and the calculated is 290. 5 is the difference. That is the osmolar gap. This chart is very useful. We will come back to this and I'll explain it with the examples. This is also equally useful. Why I brought these charts are, this you require to keep in mind that, and you also require the Wintrop's formula also, Winters formula also with you. This one is important. That should be with you, and then the Winters formula also should be with you. Now question 1. Somebody can open the mic, whoever is the first one in that participants list other than the faculty. Deepa?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is this? What I underline? Can you hear me?
See, this and all is, they should not take time in this. This is easy thing.
Not take time because it will go for 3 hours.
We are not done doing any calculation here.
What is this big thing? What is the first variable? I asked, that's all.
So pH bicarbonate, O2, like that, PCO2, O2, bicarbonate, like that.
Huh?
Fast.
What is that?
Sir,
Hello?
I can't hear you properly.
Oh, breaking, is it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll mute.
next lady or gent can open, no problem. Arun, please open. Deepa, you please close.
Good morning, sir.
What is, good morning. What is 7.4?
pH is 7.4, sir.
Next one, 40,
PCO2, sir.
95,
PO2, sir.
24,
HCO3, sir. Bicarbonate.
bicarbonate. Okay, all of them are normal or abnormal?
All of them are normal, sir.
Normal. How about 140? What is that?
Sodium, sir. It is.
What is 4?
4 is potassium, sir.
Okay. What is 106?
Chloride, sir.
Chloride. What is 24?
Bicarbonate, sir.
What is this bicarbonate and what is this bicarbonate?
Both are same, sir.
This is arterial.
Arterial and venous.
This is venous. There may be a mild difference between them. I showed you the difference between arterial and venous blood in the very beginning. You can go to the table and see. Okay. But for this calculation, which we will use that for consistency. For all other purpose, we use this for anion gap and all that. We use the venous blood. For the consistency, we use the arterial bicarbonate. Okay. See what is 16?
This is blood urea nitrogen, sir.
What is 0.8?
It's creatinine, sir.
What is 95?
Blood glucose, sir.
Glucose. So in this case, sodium, chloride, bicarbonate, potassium, barium, creatinine, glucose, everything is normal, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So this particular thing, what is the anion gap here anyway? 140 minus? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
106 is the chloride, 24 is the bicarbonate, total is 130, anion gap is also normal. So nothing you need to know about it, and this particular thing is the normal values. Okay. Now let's go to question number 2. You continue. Audible very well. What is 7.47?
pH is 7.8.
Yeah, is it alkaline or acidic?
Alkaline, sir.
Okay, there is alkalosis, appears to be alkalemia. Alkalemia is alkalosis, we will presume that alkalosis. Then what sort of alkalosis? Next immediate question is it metabolic or respiratory? How do I know that? Look at this and look at that. Those are important. So if it is metabolic alkalosis, what will happen? Metabolic, it should be on the same side. But bicarbonate, is it on the same side?
Yes, sir.
It's on the lower side, isn't it? When the
sir.
pH is on the higher side, bicarbonate is on the lower side. So it's not metabolic. How about respiratory? This is up and this is going to be down. So
Yes, sir.
pH is equal to up because of alkalosis, and carbon dioxide, PCO2, is down. So this fits with the respiratory alkalosis.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then you write diagnosis respiratory alkalosis. Still not satisfied. It could be acute or it could be chronic. We don't know. That we have to find out. Then we have to go into the causes. Okay. Now respiratory alkalosis is evident. Why? pH is higher. That means alkalosis. Bicarbonate, if it is metabolic, it should have been higher. It is not. It is on the other side. Whereas the PCO2 is on the lower side because pH is higher. PCO2 lower means it is respiratory because they are on the opposite side. What alkalosis? Respiratory alkalosis. Acute, chronic, we don't know now. We'll find out that acute and chronic and all. Now we have to verify the consistency. First is the pH. Second is the direction of the variables PCO2 and pH. That we did. The third question is consistency. How do we verify the consistency? H is equal to 24 multiplied by PCO2.
PCO2 by bicarbonate.
29 by 22. So I'll solve it out for you. Don't worry. I have a calculator right now here. So 24 into 29 divided by 22. That is 32.
32.
So 32 means hydrogen concentration. 32 means pH is equal to 7.48.
Point
80 minus 32 is 48. Isn't it?
alkaline.
This is 7.48 and 7.47 are tallying. If there is a difference in the second digit, don't worry. So that means internal consistency is verified. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the first thing is pH. Second thing is variable bicarbonate carbon dioxide. With that we got respiratory alkalosis and the internal consistency is verified. Now you go and look at the anion gap. What is the anion? How do you write that anion gap? Sodium minus
Sodium
how much? These two together 128, isn't it?
Yes,
These
sir.
three mix them up.
12, sir.
Well, what is delta anion gap? 12 minus 10.
0, sir.
10 is the normal expected value, 12 is the value we got. So 2 is accepted, plus minus 2 is accepted. So there is no anion gap. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is the delta bicarbonate? Delta bicarbonate is, bicarbonate expected is 24. What observed is 22. 2.
2, sir.
So that is tally. What the anions and this one. So the anion gap is equal to delta Ag is equal to delta HCO3. Almost the same. If that is the case, we are not dealing with any sort of metabolic problem. It's a respiratory problem. Now the question is the compensation appropriate? That is the next question. How do I know the compensation? Okay. So my delta bicarbonate is equal to 24 minus 22, which is equal to 2. My delta carbon dioxide is equal to 40 minus 29, which is equal to 11. The compensation is we have to write bicarbonate above and the carbon dioxide below. That is 2 by 11. 2 by 11 is equal to 1 by 5 almost. Which is the one which fits at 1 by 5? The Venter's formula.
Acute, sir.
See? Here in the respiratory alkalosis, right? It could be either this or this. But we have now pinned it to this one. Then the 1 by 5 is the compensation that is occurring. So that means, it is a lesser compensation. 1 by 5 is a lower compensation. That means acute respiratory alkalosis. Okay?
Yes,
So
sir.
the diagnosis is now acute respiratory alkalosis in this case. Then you have to go for what are the causes of acute respiratory alkalosis and then go to the history and physical examination and find out and make a differential diagnosis. Calculation wise, this is all you do.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, next doctor can open.
Okay.
Question number 3.
Are you all there? But
Is there any problem with you people?
Just open it. Don't worry about making mistakes. When you do few
Have to
something,
make
you become
mistakes.
more thorough.
Make
You
mistakes.
become more
Who's
thorough.
asking you to not to make mistake? Open and tell. It's your own forum. Your own colleagues only are there.
In fact, Arun has done it well itself, I will say.
Yeah, he did well.
Boldly.
Rajaram is open.
Hello.
Okay, Rajaram. What is the pH here? Acidic or alkaline?
Normal, sir.
Normal only. Up to 7.44 is normal. pH is not showing any big difference. But then look at the variables. Are they normal? No.
No,
They are
sir.
not, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
PCO2 is equal to down. And bicarbonate also is down. When both are going down, the possibility of respiratory alkalosis is there, isn't it? If both are down, the pH should be up, but here it is not. So pH is compensated, so there is a possibility of getting corrected. Respiratory alkalosis is under correction here. That's the pH you are not seeing, but still you are seeing the PCO2 down and HCO3 down. Okay. Now internal consistency, is the pH wrong? I would like to know that. How do I do that? 24 multiplied by HAN concentration is equal to 24 multiplied by 29 by
29 by 19.
Is it 24 and 29 by 19? Let us see that. 24 multiplied by 29 divided by 19 equal to 36, 37.
Into
37 means pH is equal to
36.6.
7.43.
Right, sir. 7.36.
7.4 to 7.43 tallying. So the data given is not wrong at all. So now we have to look for the anion gap and all, but in alkalosis generally anion gap is not required. When you eye the data, you can see that there is no anion gap. So you don't have to go very much deeper into delta and all that here. Only thing is we would like to see the compensation. So what is my difference in the bicarbonate? Delta bicarbonate is equal to
Minus 7. 19.
4 minus
5, sir. 5, sir.
5. Delta and PCO2
PCO2 29.
40 minus
40 minus
29 is equal to
11.
11. So the ratio is 5 over 11. 5 over 11 is 1 over 2.
1 by
Isn't it? 1 over 2 is what is 1 over 2?
chronic respiratory.
1 over 2 is chronic respiratory alkalosis. Okay. Though the pH has not shifted to the alkaline side, we have the variables on such a place that it appears to be respiratory alkalosis and further supported by the type of compensation that we are able to see there. Okay. So that is over. Next, let us go to the next one. Slowly, increasingly, they will become slightly difficult. No problem. Question number 4. So somebody else can open.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Pallavika?
Yes, sir.
Very good, Tali. Come. Look at the pH. Is it acidemia or alkalemia?
Acidemia, sir.
So, possibility of acidosis. You write first acidosis. What is the variable like primary and secondary? This is the bicarbonate is going which side? This is down.
Higher
This is also
side, sir.
down, isn't it? When both are down, pH is down, and bicarbonate also is down. What type of acidosis is that?
Metabolic acidosis.
Yeah, right, metabolic acidosis. There is no acute and chronic in that, it is only metabolic. But here we have agma and nagma. Is it an anion gap acidosis or non-ion gap? Because we have a list of things, mud piles and hard up and all that. So we have to do that. What is the secondary variable like? Secondary variable, the primary variable is, you said metabolic acidosis. But you see, in metabolic acidosis, what will happen? There will be, the pH is down, but the bicarbonate also is down, okay. But then this has to accompany, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
This should also come down, carbon dioxide, but it is
Yes,
on the
sir.
other side. Means what? When pH is down and bicarbonate, carbon dioxide is up, what sort of acidosis is that?
Compens.
That is respiratory. So your inference of metabolic is gone because there is a respiratory acidosis. Because the pH is down and the carbon dioxide is up, though the bicarbonate is on the same side, here the primary, if it were to be metabolic, what will happen? All the things will be down.
Down. Yes, sir.
But here pH is down, bicarbonate is down, but the carbon dioxide is up. The one going up will show you where which side you have to look at. So it is the respiratory alkalosis. Then again there will be two types. If it is respiratory, acute and chronic. Okay, we verified the data. No, we did not. We will verify the data. H is equal to
24.
60 over 26 into 24. Right? 60 is by carbon dioxide. 24 is the 26 is the bicarbonate. Okay. Now 24 multiplied by 60 divided by 26 is equal to 55. 55 means pH is equal to
7.25, sir.
25 and 24, 26 are same. So I don't
Yes,
have
sir.
any problem with the data. So that data is normal. Then we need to look at the anion gap. Because it is acidosis, we don't know. Is that the underlying combined disorder? Whenever there is acidosis, whether respiratory or non-respiratory, you look at the anion gap. Okay. So let's see the
Anion gap is 10, sir.
what is the anion gap like?
10, sir.
140 minus 130 is equal to 10, which is very normal. So it is, if at all, it should be non-anion gap acidosis. But it is not metabolic because our bicarbonate is down, but the carbon dioxide should have been down if it is metabolic acidosis. But on the other hand, it is up. So it is respiratory acidosis. Now, what is the compensation like? What is the delta bicarbonate? Delta bicarbonate is 26 minus 24
25.
equal to plus 2. Delta carbon dioxide is equal to 40 minus 60 is equal to minus 20. Okay? 2 by 20 is what? 1 by 10.
1 by 10. Acute
Isn't it?
respiratory.
See which is the one which is suitable to that 1 by 10? You see here, acute respiratory alkalosis acidosis 1 by 10. Okay? So that is the answer. Acute respiratory acidosis is
Acidosis.
the answer. So now you know how we did it. So let us go to
Yes,
the
sir.
next question. Question number 5.
Deepa, sir.
Okay, Deepa. Now you are able to hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is the pH like?
pH is 7.34, sir.
Now it is alkaline or acidic?
Acidic, sir.
Okay. So there is acidosis that I have written. Then what is the variables like? When the pH is down,
PCO2 is 60,
yeah,
sir.
the bicarbonate should be down, isn't it? If it is metabolic. But on the other hand, bicarbonate is up, PCO2 is also up, pH is down. This scenario is
Yes, sir.
respiratory, isn't it?
Respiratory, sir.
So we write respiratory. Then problem is again acute and chronic, that we have to decipher. Now look at the anion gap, perfectly 10, 140, 110, 130, 130 by 140. So there is no anion gap or anything. So we are not dealing with metabolic acidosis but with respiratory acidosis. But let us verify whether the data is consistent. Hydrogen ion concentration is equal to 24 multiplied by 60 over 30. Very easy. 30, 60 is 2,
48, sir.
20 is 48. H48 is equal to pH of
7.32, sir.
7.32. Okay, 7.3 to 7.44, I mean 3.34 are same. So my consistency of the data also is verified, isn't it? Now what is the compensation like? What is my delta bicarbonate? Delta bicarbonate is 24 minus 30 is equal to minus 6.
6.
Okay.
Minus 6.
Delta carbon dioxide is equal to
20, sir. 20.
40 minus 60, which is equal to 20 minus 20. Minus 6 by minus 20, minuses cancel, 6 by 20 is equal to 1 by 3 almost. 6 by 18 is 1 by 3. 6 by 20 is nearing 1 by 3. Let us see which is fitting to 1 by 3. Okay. Chronic respiratory
Chronic
acidosis.
respiratory.
So if it is 3.2, 3.1, you approximate it to the nearest one. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
that way you have to see. It is nearing to 1.32 or something like that. So which means it is a respiratory, chronic respiratory acidosis. The answer in this case is not this one. Yeah, this one is chronic respiratory acidosis. Okay. Now let's go to the next question.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
What is the pH like?
Acidosis, sir.
Acidosis. What is the, which do you think is the primary variable in this? Drastic reduction in the bicarbonate, isn't it?
Bicarb, sir. Metabolic component, sir.
pH is down, bicarbonate also is down, and our secondary variable also is down.
Down, sir.
This is a situation of
Metabolic.
metacidosis. Metacidosis, I have two, NAGMA and AGMA. So I wanted to find out whether it is NAGMA or AGMA. Okay, now metabolic acidosis. What is the anion gap? 140 minus 96 plus 12 is equal to 108. 140 minus 108 is equal to
32, sir.
32. Is it more or less?
More, sir.
Very much more anion gap. So the delta anion gap has to be worked out. Delta Ag is equal to 32 minus 10. So 22 units of acid is extra.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is the delta bicarbonate?
24 minus
24
12.
minus-
12, sir. 12.
12 minus 24 minus 12
12, sir.
is equal to 12.
12.
Actually, these are not equal. These numbers are different. So Ag is much more than delta bicarbonate.
Delta bicarb.
Delta Ag is much more than the delta bicarbonate. This is 22 and this is 12.
Yes, sir.
What is the situation? You see this chart. You will come to know that. Yeah. We are here. And the anion gap is more than 12, right? In this particular case, it is 32. It is elevated. Then immediately we do an anion gap, delta anion gap. Delta anion gap is anion gap minus 10, which is in this case 22, isn't it?
Yes,
What is
sir.
the bicarbonate? 24 minus observed bicarbonate 12.
12,
So
sir.
that gives the delta bicarbonate 12. When this is the situation, when the anion gap is more, you work out like this. Then there are three scenarios will come. Anion gap more than the bicarbonate, anion gap is equal to bicarbonate, anion gap less than the delta bicarbonate. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Delta anion gap. In this case, delta anion gap is more than the delta bicarbonate, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
We are in this situation. In this situation means it is anion gap metabolic acidosis plus non-anion gap, both are there. That is why the bicarbonate is so different. So there is something else pulling the bicarbonate other than the anion gap. So that is why it is 22 and 12. That is more anion gap than the bicarbonate gap, means there is NAGMA plus AGMA in that particular case. Okay? So
Okay,
it is a combined disorder.
Yes, sir.
In this case, metabolic acidosis, this is plus, this is also plus. This is a combined disorder, combined anion gap, because there is a variation. Suppose this is 13 and this is 14. We accept it, same. But this is 22 and this is 12. That means the wide apart, something else is pulling down the bicarbonate. So there is some other acidosis other than anion gap acidosis. That could be only non-anion gap acidosis.
Okay, sir.
Can you find out any reason for the non-anion gap acidosis in the data? What is this? Hyperglycemia. So it could be type 2 ketoacidosis, isn't it? That is one of the causes of anion gap acidosis. Then what we have to do when we have an anion gap acidosis, we have to look at the osmolar gap, right?
Okay.
Now comes the osmolar gap, this one. So first of all, you calculate the osmolar gap. How to calculate the osmolar gap? Na into 2. What is that? Clear. So our glucose is 325. 325 divided by
80.
80.
80
Equal to 80. Comes
80.
around 80. Okay. And 24 is correct, no? 24 by
Hey, that is correct. 24.
4 divided by 2.8.
2.8.
Thank you. Thank you for the slip. It's 8.5, let us say 8.6, 8.56 is 9. Okay, now 280 plus 18 plus 9, 27, that is 307. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
What is this is what is called measured osmotic gap is 290. That means there is 17 units, which is quite high.
Yes, sir.
Okay. There
Okay,
is an OG is equal to high, elevated. Normally is up to 5 to 8 units, okay. Maximum 10 units. This is 17 units is there. So OG is high. AG is also high.
Also
But we have seen now what is the anion gap here?
22.
Delta anion gap is 22. So anion gap also is high. When OG and AG both are high, we have a chart there. So that we will tell, that will tell us. When OG and AG are high, that is the situation there. We have got both OG and AG, then we have to look into the history. Is there any ingestion of any acid substance? If the history is positive, it could be one of these three. Ethanol, methanol, propylene glycol, and propylene glycol and all that. Ethylene glycol, propylene glycol. Okay. If the history is negative, no history of any acid substance, considering it internal metabolic cause, you have to consider diabetes, lactic acidosis. Okay. In our case, I already got diabetes. Does he have CKD? No, the creatinine is 1.2, I think.
Yes, sir.
Not much of CKD is there. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
this particular case appears to be a combination of AGMA and NAGMA. And diabetic ketoacidosis appears to be the dominant player, but that is not the only thing. There is an addition. There is one more thing. Then you require the compensation to work out. So let us see the compensation. How does it work out? Compensation. Everything has to be calculated. Delta bicarbonate is equal to 24 minus 12
12.
equal to 12.
12.
Delta carbon dioxide is equal to 40 minus 27
27.
is equal to
13.
13. 12 by 13 is equal to 1 by 1. 1 by 1 is a standard metabolic acidosis formula.
Yes.
See here, metabolic acidosis compensation is 1 by 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
That's how you confirm that the compensation is there in place and it is working. So that's okay. Now we will go for the next question.
Okay, sir.
6 is over. Let's go to 7. Okay. Somebody else can open.
Good morning, sir.
No, good morning. What is the pH like?
Sir, it is 7.25. Acidosis.
1.25 is acidic, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
But how are the other variables? Second question. pH is down.
pH is down.
Acidic. Acidic I have written first. Then I want to write metabolic or respiratory. Because my bicarbonate is lower, bicarbonate, and then PCO2 also is lower.
Yes,
Both,
sir.
all of them are on the same side, so it is metabolic acidosis.
Yes,
Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Met acidosis. Okay. So metastasis have two types, NAGMA and AGMA. Immediately I require to know the anion gap, 140 minus 130, which is equal to 10.
10, sir.
10 is normal, so non-anion gap metabolic. We are dealing with a case of non-anion gap metabolic. Let us verify the pH, whether it is correct or not. Hydrogen concentration is equal to 24 multiplied by my carbon dioxide by my bicarbonate. Okay. Okay. 24 multiplied by 27 divided by 12.
7.26, sir.
54.
Consistent.
54 is equal to 7.26. Now 7.25 tallying, no problem. So that verification is also over and anion gap also is over. Once the anion gap is normal, you are not worried about the osmotic gap. Osmotic gap is required only when there is an anion gap acidosis. Now we require something else, urine anion gap we require. Okay, when you have NAGMA, how to separate NAGMA into two? Those with urine anion gap, UAG positive, those which are negative, UAG negative. UAG negative means it is gut, negative gut, diarrhea, erythrosigmoid and all, pancreatic fistula and all those things.
Yes, sir.
Whereas urine anion gap positive means renal tubular acidosis and then CKD and other things. So here the urine anion gap normally is 30 units. Here it is more than plus of course only, but more than 30 and 40. 40 is on the higher side. So we are dealing with probably RTA or any other cause which can produce this sort of thing. This is how do you differentiate. Okay. So you go by the, now not by the osmotic gap now, osmolar gap, but go by the anion gap, urine anion gap here. Okay. So the diagnosis is, it is a case of metabolic acidosis. right? Metabolic acidosis of the urine, of the NAGMA type of this one. Okay. Next question, well, let us see. So what is this? Somebody else can open.
Hello?
Tell me.
Hello?
Tell me, I am able to hear you.
Alkalosis, sir.
pH is 7.5, there is alkalosis. Okay, we write alkalosis. We don't know as it metabolic or respiratory. How do I know that? This is pH is
Respiratory,
going up.
bicarbonate.
Bicarbonate also going
Right.
up.
Yes.
And then the secondary variable also is up, PCO2.
Yes, sir.
So this is metabolic alkalosis. We don't have acute and chronic. Neither we have, like NAGMA, AGMA. Metabolic alkalosis is only one entity, but there are several causes. And how do you work out? There is a flow chart there. But make a diagnosis of metabolic alkalosis. Now, what is the anion gap here? 123, right? Total. Is it 12? 12 is okay. 10 plus minus 2, 10 is okay. So we don't require it furthermore because we just verified whether there is also associated anion gap acidosis or something like that. It is not there. It looks to be a pure metabolic acidosis. And glucose value is normal. Creatinine is also normal. Okay. So that is fine. And potassium also, see, normally potassium is 4. Because of the alkalosis, it is going down. We know that when the potassium is a poor man's barometer. Okay. So when there is alkalosis, potassium will be down. When there is acidosis, potassium will be up. Now, can I verify the consistency of the data?
Yes, sir.
24 multiplied by
48 by
38. Okay. Now, let's go to that.
90.
Multiplied by 48 divided by 38.
5 by 4.
30.
Yes,
30
sir.
means 7.5 exactly.
Yes, sir.
That's what we have got it. So the data
Consistent.
also is verified. Then another thing you require to know is what is the compensation okay or not. So that should fit with the metabolic alkalosis. We have a Winter's formula for metabolic alkalosis compensation that we will verify whether that is there or not.
14 by 8.
So let us say delta bicarbonate is equal to 24 minus 38 is equal to minus 14.
Yes, sir.
Carbon dioxide. PCO2 is equal to
Yes,
40
sir.
minus 48
8, sir.
is equal to
Minus 8.
minus 8. So minus 14 over
14
minus 8 is equal to
2,
14
sir.
over 8 is equal to 2 over 1
2.
roughly.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? So let us see the chart. The chart is here. 2 over 1 is metabolic alkalosis.
Yes, sir. Metabolic alkalosis. Compensated.
So that is how you have to use. You have to keep shuffling between that Venter's chart and the NAGMA, AGMA and all that. Okay. Now, question 6 over, question 7, 8 also over. Question 9. Somebody else can come.
Sir,
What is the pH like? First question is that one.
yes, sir. Acidosis, sir, decrease, sir.
So we will say acidosis. Decreased, so acidosis. pH is down, bicarbonate also down, carbon dioxide normal. Did not show any change. We expect this should have been down, but it is not. There must be some reason why it is not down, isn't it? If it is metabolic acidosis, expect all the three to be down. So appears to be metabolic acidosis plus query some other disorder because of this, right?
Yes, sir.
Verify the consistency. That is right, isn't it? 24 multiplied by 40 over 50. That is 24 multiplied by 40 divided by 50. 64. 64 means 7.16.
1.16.
7.15. It's okay. So consistency is verified. That part is okay. And when we have metabolic acidosis, we are bound to look at the anion gap. Sorry. We are bound to look at the anion gap. What is the anion gap? 140 minus 100, 113
130.
is equal to 27. Okay. Delta AG equal to 27 minus 10 is equal to 17. Is elevated anion gap. So the metabolic acidosis is met acidosis AgMA. Okay. What is the delta bicarbonate? 24 minus 16. 9. But this is 17, this is 9. Isn't it? So 17 and 9, they are not, Ag is more than the bicarbonate. Isn't it? Okay. Ag is more than the bicarbonate. So you have to go to that chart again. Yeah. We are here with increased anion gap. Ag is more than the bicarbonate. There is definitely AgMA is there, we have found out. And there could be another acidosis, maybe NAG, or there could be something else. So which we have to find out. Here what is the bicarbonate value in this case?
9, sir.
19, but not delta, regular bicarbonate.
15, sir.
Bicarbonate is, this is the one we are working? No. 15.
15, sir.
Bicarbonate is lower. Let us see this chart.
Acidosis plus compensation.
Yeah. Bicarbonate is on the lower side. If the anion gap were to be normal, we would have said it is pure NAGMA. Okay. But this is not pure NAGMA because anion gap is there, and that is why there is a delta anion gap is more than the delta bicarbonate. That means we are in this box. There is a combination of AgMA and NAGMA in this particular case. Let us. This is the question. Yeah. Question number 9. Do you think there is any when we have in this question metabolic alkalosis, pH is down and then bicarbonate is down, but how about the carbon? Carbon dioxide is not down.
Normal.
Normal means there is something which is putting the carbon dioxide up. What can put carbon dioxide up? Respiratory acidosis or respiratory alkalosis? When there is respiratory acidosis, there will be retention of carbon dioxide. That is the respiratory acidosis is the carbon dioxide will go up. So because the carbon dioxide is supposed to be down, but it is normal, there could be a respiratory acidosis component also in this because of the presence of carbon dioxide at the normal range. Okay. Now what is the osmolar gap we have to see? Because with the osmolar gap only we can differentiate. So what is the osmolar gap here? 140 into 2 plus 174 over 18 plus 22 over 2.8. This will be the calculated osmolality. Okay. 140 into 2 is 174, 18 we will do. 174 over 18. 174 is glucose. 18 is the conversion factor into 9.6. And 22 by 28. Oh, sorry, 2.8. Doesn't matter. 7.8. Okay. 280 plus that. Total it. This is, let us say 4 I have removed, make it 10, so 7.4. So 10 and 290 plus 7. 297.
97.
Okay. 297. What is given here?
296 is the measure, sir.
Delta is not much. There is no widening of the osmolar gap. So let us see the table. How we apply that. Yeah. So there is a widened anion gap, but osmotic gap is normal. Isn't it? So we are dealing these with us. Salicylate and aminophene. Can you distinguish between them? Salicylates produce hyperventilation. Hyperventilation produces respiratory alkalosis. In our case, we are seeing possibility of respiratory acidosis. So salicylate is not the answer. Acetaminophen is the answer. You understand? Because of the associated disorder.
Yes, sir.
Okay. There is metabolic acidosis, anion gap metabolic acidosis, and there is associated respiratory acidosis also possible. Respiratory acidosis because of the acetaminophen. If it were to be salicylate, it will be respiratory alkalosis because the salicylates will produce hyperventilation. Okay. Now let us see the compensation. Delta compensation is in line with the main disorder. Okay, that we have to see. So what is my delta carbon dioxide, the bicarbonate? 24 minus 15 is equal to 9. What is my delta? 40
Zero,
minus
sir.
40 is equal to 0. So 9 by 0 we cannot take anything. So because 9 by anything divided by 0 is 0. So where are we with that chart? That's because there is a mixed disorder. The compensation is not correctly working as per your formula. Not winter here. Metabolic acidosis, we expect 1:1, isn't it? 1:1 means carbon dioxide is 9, this also should have been, bicarbonate is 9, so this also should have been 9. But instead of it, it is 0. That is why we suspected that there is a compensation. We have found out the AGMA is associated with the respiratory.
Respiratory acidosis, sir.
That's good. Somebody else. If the compensation is not appropriate, then you should think of a mixed disorder. And find out what mixed disorder is there, depending on various tables. Ventus tables are there, that OGA-AG table is there, anion gap versus non-anion gap, big chart is there. And you can use all the summary of all those tables and then come to a conclusion. So somebody else can open. What is the pH like? .44, just a borderline, isn't it?
Normal, sir.
pH is normal.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we can't say, looking at the pH, I am not able to say any disorder, but look at this, look at that. You see, bicarbonate mainly is very low, isn't it?
Low, sir.
And carbon dioxide is also low. When both are low, it could be metabolic acidosis, right?
Yes.
But pH appears to be normal, that there is a compensated metabolic. Because of compensation, pH is looking normal, but there is no acidemia, there is no alkalemia, but there is acidosis. As you can see here, this is emia and this is osis. So the pH wise, it is alkalemia is not there, acidemia is not there, but bicarbonate and carbon dioxide are showing acidosis. That means there is some alkalosis which is compensating it. So opposite of acidosis is alkalosis. So there is an alkalosis that is combining. What alkalosis we have to find out. Okay, let us see that. So what is the anion gap here?
30, sir.
Once there is acidosis, I have to do anion gap. 110 is equal to 30. Very much elevated anion gap. My delta 20. What is my delta bicarbonate?
20, sir.
24 minus 15 is equal to?
9, sir.
So here is a condition where anion gap is more
Gap is more
than
than.
the bicarbonate.
Yes.
In that case, there is a combined disorder. It is definitely there is a NAGMA is there. AGMA is there. Associated NAGMA is also a possibility. Bicarbonate, delta bicarbonate. And because the pH is maintained, if two acidosis are there, naturally the pH should have been down. But the pH is relatively normal. That means there must be associated alkalosis. Definitely it is not metabolic alkalosis because we have two metabolic acidosis here and the alkalosis could be respiratory alkalosis. Respiratory alkalosis is the one that is causing the pH to be maintained 7.44. How do you know it is respiratory alkalosis? A lot of carbon dioxide is much lower, carbon dioxide is washed out. Okay, compared to this one. So that is why there is associated respiratory alkalosis. What is the condition which produces metabolic acidosis with respiratory alkalosis? Salicylates. isn't it? So there could be a salicylate poisoning associated with some metabolic disorder. So that is how you have to work out. Let us look at the compensation. So my delta bicarbonate
9, sir.
24 minus 15 is equal to 9. Okay. Carbon dioxide is equal to 40 minus 20, which is equal to 29 by 20 is equal to 1 by 10. Okay. 1 by 10, is there anything like that? 1 by 10? Sorry, 1 by 2. 1 by 2. 9 by 20 is equal to 10 by 20. 10 by 20 is equal to 1 by 2. So the other disorder is respiratory alkalosis is the one. Chronic respiratory alkalosis is there associated with that. So associated disorder is chronic respiratory alkalosis. It is unlikely to be salicylate because salicylates produce acute respiratory alkalosis. There could be some other reason it produces. If you go into the history and physicals, you will be able to understand those things. So I have shown you some disorders also along with the regular calculations. Now there are some more mixed disorders coming up. But before that, what I require you to do is you have to work out these 10 problems thoroughly by yourself. I'll post the PDF now and then use these tables very thoroughly. What are those tables? The associated ones. This also I will post for you. That one, and also I will post you the winters also. Okay. So those 3 winters formulae and also this chart may be required for you. You know all that. This is also required. So these 4 charts along with the 10 questions I will post to you. And now all of you without any doubt do it today and tomorrow. Tomorrow night you submit it to me. Let me see how you can do on your own. And if there is any gap in that, we will try to help you. Okay. Okay, sir?
Yeah, yes, definitely.
Now the problems are in their hand. I have also shown them on the screen how they have to work out. Now I am giving the same problems. Whatever we have worked out only, I am giving the same problems to them. Let them work out and show it to us. Okay?
Yeah, definitely. They have actually participated well also, I would say.
Yeah, but the good, they are also participating. Now that they have opened and they are able to imbibe certain things, I am happy. Now instead of participating for one question, you participate all the 10 questions without asking your colleague, you yourself do it. Supposing you are in a doubt, you consult your colleague. There is no problem. So in Sanskrit, there is a slokam which says, 1/4 is from the guru, from the teacher. 1/4 you get it by yourself, self-study. Okay? Padam gurumukataha, padam swadhyayana. That is by your own. Padam sabrahmajarinaha. That means your peers, your colleagues, we are discussing with them, you get 1/4. The remaining 1/4 of the knowledge is kalena, over time. Over time only you get the remaining knowledge in any field. So teaching is over 1/4. So you have to work for yourself another 1/4. And discussing with your colleagues like this over presentation, that is 1/4. And over period of time when you see several cases, yourself by just eyeing at the data you will say, you don't require all these things. So just by looking at the data you will be able to say that. That comes over time, but doesn't matter. Go systematically, use the 8 rules. So let us see whether we have used those 8 rules always. So let us see the rules once again. Yeah, we are looking at the pH all the time, and we are looking at the acidemia, alkalemia also we are looking at. We are looking at the direction of the primary and secondary variable. We are looking at the consistency. We are working at the anion gap and delta anion gap, and we are looking at the compensation. We are looking whether bicarbonate and anion gap are divergent or on the same side. If one is more, the other is less. Is Ag more or delta bicarbonate is more, or delta bicarbonate is less and Ag is more, or both are same, like that for any hidden disorders. Then we also looked at the osmolar gap and delta osmolar gap and urine anion gap also. We looked at, of course, the consistency part only from the clinical history. Next session I am going to present you some clinical histories where you have to surmise what could be the metabolic disorder underlying. So I will say that a person who came with barbiturate poisoning. What do you expect? A person with diabetic ketoacidosis has come. What do you expect? Like that, we will give you a clinical scenario to expect something, and you see whether it is the same as what you have expected. If that is something different than what you expected, there is associated disorder that you have to figure out. Okay. So use the sequential rules. This is one chart you require, and this is this also you may have to probably have in your mind 24 multiplied by PaO2 by PCO2 for consistency. And this chart, of course, you require to know that how the variables move, and in case of acute, the compensation is less dramatic compared to chronic, where the compensation is more pronounced. And then you also require to know this particular chart. Certainly you cannot remember all the time, so keep it aside with you, along with you. And also look at this particular chart which I am showing you. This chart also you require, and also you require this chart also to decipher which particular diagnosis. And always remember that mud piles and that hard to make a differential diagnosis, you can exclude one by one. Most of them in the acidosis are from the history itself, you can rule out. Okay. And regarding alkalosis workup, separately we will take up, because all metabolic alkalosis is not that easy. So we will just take metabolic alkalosis alone and then do a workup of the metabolic alkalosis at the end. Little tougher of all is metabolic alkalosis. That we will do at the end.